Hey second graders, welcome back to the art room. Mrs. Ash here. I'm excited to be back with you guys. Okay, so we are now going to dive into our art curriculum. So I got lots of dot day pictures from last week, and I told you didn't even have to submit them because I wasn't sure how we were going to do it. So I'm super, super impressed with that. Thank you for sending me your art. If you sent me your art, you should have received a comment back from me that I had seen it and marked you down. So thank you so much for sending, and let's get started on our second grade work. So in art class, we follow the elements of art. And so I know you guys have heard that before. The elements of art are all the things that make up art. So the elements of a pizza would be all the things that make up a pizza. So let's see if we could go over the elements of a pizza. It would be the dough, the cheese, the sauce, the tomato sauce, the toppings. Okay, those are the elements. So it's kind of the same with art. So the elements of art are, there's 6. Line, shape, space, color, I almost forgot, texture, and form.
Pardon the interruption. Mrs. Hancock, can you come to the office?
At least it wasn't for me. Okay, those are the 6 elements of art. So today we're gonna start with our very first one, line. And we're gonna talk about that for a month, and then we're gonna move to shape and then move to space. So we're gonna work our way through all of the elements, but this month we're gonna be talking about line. So this year, for when we're talking about line, we've already kind of talked about the line types in first grade, and the directional lines in kindergarten, our straight lines, you know, the ones that are vertical, horizontal, and diagonal. And so this year we're going to talk about other things we can do with our lines. And so in second grade, we're going to talk about making the viewer feel a certain way when they look at our art. The viewer is the person looking at our art. So how can I make my lines expressive? How can I make the viewer feel something when they look at my art or my lines? And so that's our question today. How can we show expression with our lines? And so we're going to do it in a kind of a crazy fun way today. We're going to listen to some music. And the music is an instrumental, which means there's no singing in it. It's just musical instruments. And we are going to make a line in the path of the way that we think the song is going. Okay, now that sounds a little abstract and strange, Mrs. Ash, you lost your mind. So this song is called Flight of the Bumblebee, and it's by Rimsky and Korsakov. Okay, it's an instrumental. The song is called The Flight of the Bumblebee because it sounds exactly like a bumblebee, like it's kind of flying around. So when I first listened to this song, I didn't do any drawing. I just listened to it. Okay, and if you want to listen to it with me first, you can, and just listen. Or you could fly around like the bumblebee, because I kind of thought that was kind of fun too, to try and fly to the path that the music was going also. So do you think we should do that first? Okay, let's fly around a little and listen to it. So let's do that first. Let's play this, baby. So just listen, you're not drawing anything. Okay, let's see if I can figure out how to stop this. Stop! Okay. Okay, so I know this isn't used in class, but I thought that was really fun to listen to. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to try to make a line while listening to that. That's the path of the bumblebee. Okay, so when you kind of hear the sounds go up, that's when I was taking my line up and back down. And so when I see these ones over here, these were made by 2 kids. their lines follow the path of the bumblebee, and they're kind of erratic, which means a little bit all over the place. It's kind of frantic looking, or maybe it's a little nervous looking, okay? So you can see how these pictures kinda could make you feel a certain way. So when I look at these, they look a little crazy, like maybe a bumblebee flying, okay? So that's kind of how you're showing expression with your line. You're making the viewer feel a certain way. Now, not everybody's gonna feel exactly the same way when they look at this. Maybe someone's gonna look at it and it might make them feel sad, or it might make them feel excited. So everybody would feel different when looking at your lines, but we're just trying to evoke emotion with our lines. So there's really no right or wrong way. But today I thought it would be fun to listen to something and try to draw a line the way it sounds, and then we'll see if it kind of gives off that feeling of the bumblebee. All right. Okay, all right, I'm gonna start the music. Make sure you have your paper and your marker and you're ready to make your crazy bumblebee line. Alrighty, let's see. Alrighty. Now yours isn't gonna look like mine. You just make it however you think the bumblebee's going. Okay, here it goes. Okay, so I ran out of room to kind of finish mine on my paper, and I'm sure you did too, because I have a big piece of paper here. So don't feel like you have to draw the whole time and make the bumblebee path. My bumblebee path is super, super, super crazy. This looks like a big picture of scribble, which I really think is fun and definitely shows emotion. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start to color mine in. Here's my finished picture. I added crayon and marker, and I'm excited to see what yours is gonna look like. Let's look at our question for our lesson today. How can we show expression with our lines? So we did that today by choosing the way our line looked. So I made mine ziggy-zaggy and frantic, looking like a bumblebee. And so hopefully that gives the viewer that same nervous, frantic feeling that I wanted to evoke. It might not, but hey, we're trying to give off emotions with our lines. So I hope you guys had fun making these crazy paint pictures. And don't forget to add response to this lesson and show me a picture of yours. And then I'll see you guys next week.